Hey everybody, it's Jay, it's Nick. We are back from Sonoma, and now this is our Christmas race, so we always get Team Nopar and their Colt and their horn ensemble.
That's where we stop.
We had judges Tim, Corey, Mental, Tom, and Jeff in the penalty box, although for the most part they had turned over their duties to their puppet companions.
Do better.
Also on hand was Erica Snow. This time she accidentally grinder wheeled her way through her pants and her sweatshirt. No, it was hella terrible, but she fixed it with the rare and out of production Lemons duct tape.
Let's check in with one of the top EV teams in Lemons. That's Electric Turtle and their famous Chevy Bolt that has AC, Apple CarPlay. They have to drive down the street to Walmart to charge. The team was sporting an all-new Electrify America livery, which of course meant that they devised every strategy possible to not rely on Electrify America. This included charging at Tesla chargers with some kind of janky-ass adapter. And also a Rivian that they used to tow charge the Bolt, which worked okay except for the handful of times when they got stuck in wine country traffic trying to get back to the track. Despite all of that, still finished mid-pack. This Honda team started a few years ago in Lemons as Stanford students. They're now Stanford grads, and they have rethemed their Honda with the hottest trend in today's youth music, the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. Man, 20-somethings doing a theme based on the Beatles. That would be like me doing a theme based on...
Two things I enjoyed. Last Place Racing brought a Big Lebowski themed new Beetle. That was cool. And Mo Money Mo Problems brought a full-size Silverado single cab.
Then you've got Sneck Car Racing and their 97 Mustang SVT Cobra. You may be wondering, how do you get a performance V8 pony car on a Lemons budget? Well, after this team scored the car for just a couple $100 from a local impound yard, they found various evidence of the previous owner in the car, including his Instagram handle. They looked that up, and it was filled with footage of this car at street takeovers, getting pulled over by the cops, getting towed away on a flatbed, which painted a pretty clear path from the previous owner to being for sale for cheap at the police impound yard. Weirdly, the other thing they found from the previous owner was a Tesla employee badge.
There's so many talented people all around the world that we would love to have work at our company.
Also from the Ford SVT catalog came this spectacular SVT Contour. I tested these cars when they were brand new. I loved them. I thought they were great. Merely proving automotive journalists don't know Team Val Hallelujah was there with their A4 and their always inexplicable Viking theme. And as long as we're talking inexplicable and entertaining, Rob with RS Motorsport, they brought the Transero around. I don't know what was going on with his theme. Rob somehow was the meddling ant. Always fun.
Meanwhile, the other main component of that same Transero team is Stephanie. And instead of driving the Transero, she was off enjoying her newly scored prize. Here's the story on that. A few years ago, there was this 61 Rambler racing in Lemons. It would complete a race, then get passed on to a completely new team to run the next race. After a full season of doing this car was a complete mishmash of 20 different ideas of how it should be set up, with none of it working particularly well. Then, somehow, the car wound up with our friends at the Lemons of Love charity, which decided to auction the car off to benefit the nonprofit. Well, wouldn't you know it, Stephanie from the Transero was the lucky winner.
Can you believe I won a car? I won a car! How many people win a car?
And now the car is back with some new random engine that maybe came out of a Ford truck? I don't know. We're excited to see it back on the track.
Arc Flash Racing showed up with their twin-engine Focus, which is exactly what it sounds like. Has a motor in front, has a motor in back. They street drive this car to races. They're based in Colorado. This time they drove out to Sonoma, did the whole race with a Ricky Bobby theme, always entertaining. Drove it home.
At this same Sonoma event a year ago, the folks from Magic Kart Motors showed up to ask us about their plans for a Lemons car, and they said, I think we're going to bring a stock 97 Toyota Avalon with an automatic. Of course we said, great idea. And sure enough, they showed up with the Avalon for their debut race at Thunderhill just a few months later. They finished mid-pack at their first race in a stock Avalon, scored Judge's Choice as a result. Sadly, not the same success at this race.
Softening the blow a little bit is there's a spin-off of Magikarp called Right Now Racing. They took the same basic concept, simple, light, unmodified, and just made it better and cleaner.
They brought a stock 96 four-cylinder Camry, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what they did, yeah.
Focus Club has been campaigning a Ford Focus in the Lemons Midwest region for several years now, and they decided to make the trip all the way from Kalamazoo to Sonoma just to run this event. They immediately drove the Focus to a top 5 finish at the end of day 1. It was still hella sweet.
On the subject of long-distance travel, Eyesore Racing. Now, this team has run a whole bunch of races, they've won a bunch of races, but the team kind of fell apart because 2 of them moved to New Zealand. That makes it a little bit hard. Well, they decided they were going to have a big reunion. Those guys flew back from New Zealand. They pulled the car out. They did a lot of work to get it prepared because you don't fly halfway around the globe just to get to a car that's all busted up. I mean, clearly you're going to make sure that that thing works great. Now, here's what they think happened. During practice, they think it simultaneously ran out of fuel and coolant. And what they thought was a fuel problem was a coolant problem, and they cooked the motor. Really what happened is they're a bunch of engineers. And that means they overthink everything and can't make it run.
They then scoured the paddock for a replacement 1.6 long block, shout out to College Fund Racing for assisting with that search, only to find that all of the spare motors had been removed from cars for good reasons. So they then turned their attention back to trying to fix the existing motor. They removed the cylinder head, they removed the cams, they removed the valves, the rods, the pistons, and the crank. It's all of this while you were in there type stuff. Couldn't find a smoking gun. Then they developed the very engineering theory that maybe the engine had healed itself by cooling off. So they changed nothing, painstakingly reassembled and reinstalled the existing motor, which was of course still blown up.
They should have got the I Got Screwed, but they explicitly told us, whatever else happens, we don't want the I Got Screwed trophy. So they didn't get it, but you know what they did get? Screwed!
Okay, here's your class winners. The special award went to one of the most iconic Mopar performance cars of all time, the 1981 L-body Omni-based Dodge Charger.
Ooh, wasn't that the Dukes of Hazzard car?
Yes, well!
This was a rookie team made up of Eastern European gentlemen. The car itself was anything but a rookie. This is a genuine period SCCA race car from the 80s, which obviously means that it's good.
Yes, well!
The team did have a few issues with black flags, likely due to the extreme performance, and they found themselves regularly visiting the penalty box.
У нас проблема была в том, что у нас водитель вылетел дважды за 10 минут, и, соответственно, это было наше 3-е пенальти. И нам сейчас нужно снять 2 колеса и показать всем зрителям, что проблема в резине.
On one of these visits, they blame the tires for their mishap, and of course, when that happens in Lemons, you are required to bring the tires to the grandstands to observe how to properly race. Ultimately, though, their amazing back-from-the-dead malaise race car and infectious spirit were enough to endear themselves to us, so we gave them the special Mopar-centric Direct Connection to Dominance prize.
The I Got Screwed trophy went to Salish CEV and their Toyota MR2. Despite what you might think from the team name, the MR2, not an EV. Now they are working on an EV. Shocker, not ready yet. So they decided to just pick up an existing Lemons car from another team. They got this MR2. It's run like a train in Denver all of these years. They said we won't have any problems. And really the best thing about running a traditional, reliable, gasoline-powered Toyota as opposed to a janky homemade EV is, it's not going to burst into flames. Well, they did finish 27 laps before that, but they definitely got screwed.
On the subject of Lemon's cars that have been, at times, reliable in their past, here is the Ecotech swapped 78 Chevy Love of Sorry for Party. They want our heroic fix. The Ecotech is popular for a wide range of reasons. It's cheap, it's available, and it basically never spits a rod completely out the side of the block.
Yes, well.
So this team was in the market for a replacement engine, and fortunately, they had the motor out of their old Solstice Lemons car that was wrecked at Thunderhill a few years ago. That motor was on a team member's front porch in Sacramento, so they drove out there, and then they realized they didn't have a functioning engine hoist. They then went to the Late Night Harbor Freight, which is located in the part of town that would have a Late Night Harbor Freight. The store was like 2 minutes from closing, so they retreated to the Harbor Freight parking lot to finish the assembly of the engine hoist, pretty quickly got kicked out by Harbor Freight security, took the partially assembled hoist back to the front porch, finished it, loaded the motor in the truck, put the motor back in the Lemons car, and got back on track. In our book, all of that work, and the bonus of somehow getting kicked out of a closed Harbor Freight, looked pretty heroic.
The Judge's Choice Trophy went to car number 621, Wieners Gone Mobile. Now, Lemon's judges are not hard to impress. They don't care about dynos. They don't care what college your kid went to. The only thing they really care about is how many free, warm, delicious hot dogs did you bring them?
Organizer's choice went to Baby Carlos Cantina and their Honda Accord. This is a team of Oakland firefighters that has raced Lemons a couple of times, most recently at the Thunderhill 25 hours and 1 minute, where they finished a grand total of 0 laps. This kind of thing happens to Lemons teams from time to time. There are a couple of common reactions like anger, emotional damage, or quitting Lemons entirely to be like, I don't know, a rock star or something. Instead of doing any of that, Baby Carlos Cantina triumphantly returned to Lemons, determined to erase the bad memories of the Thunderhill failure. Not with, like, a better car, but instead with an entire theme dedicated to roasting their friend. Like I said, this team is a bunch of Oakland firefighters, and one of their fellow firefighters is a guy named Carlos. And according to the team, you can make fun of Carlos, you can make fun of his family, you can make fun of his mother. But if you make fun of his cooking, well, you better watch out. So this group of close friends and colleagues that entrust each other with their lives did the most honorable thing in this situation. They created an entire Yelp page of the fictional Carlos Cantina, complete with reviews. And now they've taken that concept to the next level by sponsoring their entire Lemons effort with the Carlos Cantina. They've got artwork, they've got a billboard, and they supplied the whole staff with tacos, which I gotta say were pretty good. I assume Carlos didn't make them. So, for bouncing back from a tragic 0-lap performance in a 25-hour race to a rebirth that didn't have as much to do with fixing the car as it did shaming their friend, they were given a well-deserved organizer's choice.
The Halloween Meets Gasoline Trophy, which is awarded for the best theme with the most consistency and comes with $1,000 cash, by the way. That went to Gem Bestie's Higher Power Edition. These guys have been racing for a long time. They always do a great job. They theme hard. This time, however, they showed up as aspiring Buddhist monks. Now, normally, basically a bunch of white guys pretending to be Buddhist monks, we wouldn't touch this with a 20-foot pole because, well, it's kind of jacked up, frankly.
This is very offensive.
However, we kind of called them out on a little bit, and they said, well, no, actually, like, this guy on our team, he's truly working on being a Buddhist monk. I mean, we're doing the thing. And then they just lived it, and they lived the reality because they pointed out Buddhist philosophy and Lemon's life, not very different. So between that connection and, I have to say, the hubcap gong, brilliant. HMG.
The grand prize in Lemons, the index of effluency, went to the Fanchero in only this team's second race. They made their debut just a few months ago at Pacific, where they made a big splash and scored a judge's choice by driving their stock 170 cubic inch inline 6 powered column shift Ford Ranchero on the street from San Luis Obispo, California to Seattle, ran it in the Lemons race, and then drove it home. One thing we didn't understand back at that Pacific race was why the team was called Fanchero. And they said, oh yeah, we ran out of time, but our plan was to make a chaparral-style sucker car using a ride-on lawnmower engine. Connected by a belt drive to a surplus industrial fan, mounted in the bed, and connected to a custom rubber skirt that would create a vacuum seal to the track surface.
Sure.
But then, you know what? They showed up at this Sonoma race, and sure as they had the full... Drivetrain-wise, this car has the same unopened 170 cubic inch straight six and column shifter, although now the team is fully versed in the operation of the latter.
So yeah, despite the vacuum technology, they did have the slowest fast lap of all the cars that ran on the race. They were in fact 40 seconds slower than the hot dog towing Volkswagen. Nevertheless, they finished, meaning they creamed a bunch of BMWs, Miatas, and Porsches. IOE.
There you go, here's Lemons in a nutshell.
Every second you don't subscribe or watch one of these videos, another Vega is sent to the crusher. Won't you help us save Classic?